What up, WeHo? Happy 2017! It's a new year, which means new resolutions, new goals, and new randos crowding up your gym for the next 3 weeks. Welcome to WeHoTV News. Happy January, West Hollywood. I'm Mike Siriaco, and I'm bringing you everything you need to know about WeHo. A lot has gone down since we last saw you all the way back in 2016. So let's bring you up to speed with the WeHo wind-up. Let's put 30 seconds on the clock. This month, sitcom legend Betty White celebrated her 95th birthday, as well as the fact that she was the only survivor of 2016. On January 17th, President Obama commuted the sentence of Chelsea Manning, a transgender Army intelligence analyst guilty of divulging sensitive information to WikiLeaks and has spent the last 7 years in a men's prison. So if she's out, does that mean we can put Caitlyn Jenner back in her place? Hey Kate, if you don't want me picking on you, don't endorse homophobes. And at this year's Golden Globes, Meryl Streep used her Cecil B. DeMille acceptance speech to dump on Trump. The Donald responded with the grace and dignity one would expect from a potential president by throwing a Twitter hissy fit like a teenage girl. Hey Meryl, did I miss anything?
Please bore someone else with your questions.
Oh, you heard the woman. We're moving on. The runway is lit, so let's flaunt our news briefs. On January 18th, the West Hollywood Chamber of Commerce and the League of Women Voters of Los Angeles co-hosted a West Hollywood City Council candidate forum in anticipation of the election on March 7th. Now, I know a lot of our millennial viewers grew up watching American Idol, so let me be clear. You have to actually go to a polling station or mail in a ballot. You can't just text it in. Oh, and while we're clarifying things, you know Simon Cowell isn't a Supreme Court justice, right? That being said, I'll take Cowell over Alito in a heartbeat. This month, the city of West Hollywood hosted its 5th annual clothing drive benefiting the Los Angeles LGBT Center's Youth Center, with collection bins located at West Hollywood City Hall. While all donations are welcome, some clothing is more welcome than others. On January 14th, the city of West Hollywood celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. Day by participating in a nationwide day of service, which included a food drive as well as a cleanup program at West Hollywood Elementary School. Dr. King is, of course, the civil rights leader who rallied the African American community with his famous oration commonly known as the "I Have a Dream" speech. Again, I know we have a lot of younger viewers, but I beg you, please, don't refer to the "I Have a Dream" speech as a prequel to Beyonce's Lemonade. Don't worry, bae, we cool. Close. Also on January 14th, the City of Angels Ballet performed in the Fiesta Hall at Plummer Park. Now, everything I know about ballet I learned by watching Darren Aronofsky's Black Swan, so I can safely say the show ain't over until Mila and Natalie kiss. Come on, girls, stop trying to turn me. And with that, kids, feel free to go all natural, because we're done with these news briefs. On January 19th, the City of West Hollywood and its Women's Advisory Board joined the National Council of Jewish Women Los Angeles and over 25 other organizations to celebrate the 44th anniversary of Roe v. Wade, the Supreme Court decision that legalized abortion in the United States. This rally to Save Roe also served as a demonstration to uphold the right for women to access reproductive health care services against the terrifying threat that they may be repealed by people like this.
I want to live to see the day that we put the sanctity of life back at the center of American law, and we send Roe versus Wade to the ash heap of history.
Does anyone else feel like they need a Silkwood shower after listening to Pence speak? Adding in the GOP's effort to repeal the Affordable Care Act, which according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, ensured that 6.8 million women gained access to affordable health care. As well as the reconciliation bill proposal to block federal defunding to Planned Parenthood, women's healthcare faces the biggest threat it's seen in many years. Joining us today to discuss the importance of women's health issues, specifically the topic of Roe v. Wade, is local feminist and protector of Etheria, Shira, Princess of Power.
By the honor of Grayskull, thank you for having me on your program, Michael.
Oh, our pleasure. Now, some people say that pregnancy is the result of carelessness on the mother's part. Shouldn't they have to deal with the consequences?
That's a rather simplistic view. Obviously, one should always use protection, but things happen. And ultimately, a woman's body belongs to herself, and she should be free to do what she deems necessary for her body.
So, are you saying that a small group of mostly male policymakers shouldn't be making decisions based on what they feel best is for women.
That's exactly right. At the end of the day, women's health issues should be decided by intelligent, informed women, not by out-of-touch old men who think this is how abortions are performed.
You can take the baby and rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month, on the final day.
You see, Michael, Beast Man has no idea what he's talking about.
That's not Beast Man.
Are you trying to tell me that hideous orange monster with grotesque hair isn't Beast Man?
Believe me, Shira, Beast Man would be far less terrifying. Thank you for your time, Shira, Princess of Power. Shira isn't the only fierce female to grace West Hollywood. Now we go to Eddie Robinson, who joined members of WeHo's LGBT community this month in Jamming for Jean. Take it away, Eddie.
I'm Eddie Robinson, and this is WeHoTV News. Join us in the city of West Hollywood as we celebrate the life and work of author-activist Jean Cordova. As a part of the City of West Hollywood's Lesbian Speaker Series, the City of West Hollywood recently honored lesbian author and activist Jean Cordova at its Jamming for Jean event at the City of West Hollywood's library.
We're all in her own voice. She so often told stories, weaving in parts of her life, and they were so very her.
Gaining prominence for her important work beginning in the 1970s, among many other accomplishments, Jean Cordova founded the Community Yellow Pages, a directory of lesbian and gay-owned businesses in Southern California, and served as the president of the Los Angeles chapter of the Daughters of Bilitis, a lesbian rights organization. Jean created, wrote, and edited numerous LGBT publications, and served as president of the Stonewall Democratic Club and board president of the One National Gay and Lesbian Archives. The event honored Cordova through words, music, and performance.
Writing group that was called Leserati, and this was a group of lesbian feminist writers. We would meet in Jean and Lynn's living room every 2 weeks and share our work. Some people were writing memoirs, some people fiction, some people nonfiction.
It is summer. The three of us are safe and in love. We are naked and drinking ice water. Anyone who wants to wear pink can wear pink, and no one will be wrong.
Jean's dedication to activism helped to defeat a number of anti-gay propositions in several campaigns until her passing in January of 2016.
An activist and an author and a publisher, but she was also in a lot of ways a force of nature. She really was always clear that she and her generation had done like one section of the work and that there was like this work left to be done.
For more information on the City of West Hollywood's Lesbian Speaker Series and other events honoring the LGBT community in West Hollywood, visit WeHo.org. I'm Eddie Robinson, WeHoTV News.
Thank you, Eddie. On December 27th, we lost our people's princess, Carrie Fisher,
who passed away due to a heart attack. Just when we thought our hearts couldn't break anymore, the next day we also lost her mother, Debbie Reynolds, from a stroke.
Her last words were, "I want to be with Carrie." In honor of these women who brought so much joy to our lives, we go now to an interview from the 2013 West Hollywood Book Fair with America's sweetheart, Ms. Debbie Reynolds.
Unsinkable, a memoir by Miss Burbank, 1948, and a star ever since, Debbie Reynolds. You wrote at one point about your daughter Carrie in the scene in Star Wars being stuck in a trash compactor on a starship with a slimy thing after you, and you thought that would have been great compared to what you went through.
Well, I married badly, but then, you know, it's not my husband's fault that they were assholes. I mean, look at these young people. Hi, I'm Princess Leia's mother. I have worked like a dog my whole life, but you see, it's because I really love to perform, so it's not like work. Honestly, to me, dancing is not like it. I mean, it's really hard work, but it makes you so happy. I love music. Music and dancing makes you feel happy. No matter how old you are, what that doesn't matter, is music turns you on. It really does. Nothing else does. Ask my husband's.
You said the two hardest things you've done are childbirth and singing in the rain.
Yeah. Yes, that's
Why?
true.
Childbirth we know
Have
about.
you ever
Singing
had
in the rain.
childbirth?
Childbirth is what
Terrible.
those drugs are about,
Oh my
making you forget for the next time.
God, it's like a bowling ball, trying to get a bowling ball out of your, oh my goodness. Oh, that doesn't roll. I can assure you of that. Get a finger in there. Anyway, yes, I wear wigs. Look at the lady. She's going, she wears a wig. I'm not doing my hair. Sit there for 7 hours doing your hair for what? Isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet?
Carrie and Debbie, whether you're up in heaven or part of the force now, we just want you to know that we love you and you are missed. On a more hopeful note, we now take a glimpse into West Hollywood's future with WeHoTV's Asher Rodriguez. Over to you, Asher.
The City of West Hollywood is ushering in the new year by breaking ground on the final phase of the West Hollywood Park Master Plan. The groundbreaking ceremony for Phase 2 marks many years of planning and working together with the community.
Ever since the very beginning, the community has been very involved. We had probably 2 years worth of workshops with the community, with staff, with city officials, to really make this more of a grassroots campaign and a grassroots design.
Construction will take about 3 years. Once it's completed, the park will feature modern recreational facilities, more green space, and just about everything else we wanted. The new park will also feature an AIDS monument, set in a tranquil area designed to be experienced in many different ways. And the public art aspect of the new park will have a unique local flavor.
I spent a whole lot of time when I was maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 years old at the Pacific Design Center with my mom, who was an interior designer, going through colors, fabrics, and it was that moment when my eye was really sort of honed in terms of color. And so I think it's, for me, quite exciting to be creating a permanent piece directly across from that building that I have a real direct connection to.
Reporting from the site of the new recreational building at West Hollywood Park, I'm Asher Rodriguez for WeHoTV News.
Thanks, Asher. On February 18th, Winter Sounds, the free concert series sponsored by the City of West Hollywood through WeHo Arts, continues with an evening of jazz with the Kate Stewart Experience in the West Hollywood City Council chambers. But if your ears can't wait that long, you're in luck because Eddie Robinson was on hand for the Winter Sounds kickoff concert on January 12th. Eddie, I once again turn it over to you.
In Southern California, the subtle change of seasons doesn't deter us from celebrating the holidays in a major way. As a part of its year-round programming, the City of West Hollywood, through WeHo Arts, has created the Winter Sounds concert series. Residents and visitors are treated to free performances of jazz, chamber, and opera music, to name just a few genres. Although some of the events are indoors, there's also an opportunity to enjoy the winter weather, such as this lunchtime event at the West Hollywood City Hall Community Plaza.
Usually in outdoor concerts, you have a lot of ambient noise, like street noise or planes, but because it's set up so beautifully, I don't know if they had the idea of outdoor concerts in mind, but it actually acoustically worked wonderfully.
WeHo Arts dedicates countless hours to creative programming in the City of West Hollywood, such as the Winter Sound series, as Cultural Affairs Coordinator Mike Che explains.
We do an open call for musicians once a year. We get usually about 60 different groups applying, and we run that by our Arts and Cultural Affairs Commission. They review all of the music samples and pick a pool for us to curate a series, and then we come up with the Winter and Summer Sound series. And then it's just a matter of logistics and contracts and promoting it and bringing it to the people of West Hollywood.
For more information on Winter Sounds and other events in the City of West Hollywood, visit weho.org/arts. I'm Eddie Robinson, WeHoTV News.
And now, for a very special presentation, WeHoTV would like to discuss water conservation.
Greetings, citizens of West Hollywood. I am Storm, mistress of the elements, leader of the X-Men. Now, I have been hearing some of you party people griping that all this rain has been inconveniencing your WeHo bar crawls. I would like to remind everyone that, even though these winter storms have brought precipitation to Southern California, according to the U.S. Drought Monitor, a project of the National Drought Migration Center, much of our region is still experiencing extreme to exceptional drought conditions. That is why on January 26th, the city of West Hollywood will join forces with the city of Beverly Hills to host a workshop on water-wise landscaping and rainwater capture. This workshop will teach participants how to design landscaping for sustainable beauty. And for my WeHoans interested in rainwater harvesting, local environmental group Tree People will host a workshop on February 4th at their headquarters on Mulholland Drive. Rain barrels will be distributed after this workshop to people who have purchased them in advance. And for those of you complaining about the rain ruining your weekend plans, let me remind you that this moisture is vital for our state's agriculture. According to the California Department of Food and Agriculture, over a third of our nation's vegetables and 2/3 of our fruit and nuts are grown here in California. In fact, it takes 1.1 gallons of water to produce a single almond. Gym rats, remember that the next time you are gobbling down your favorite high-protein snack. And for all you barflies bellyaching about the rain messing up your faux hawks, all I will say is that the only thing worse than a wuss is a poser. Stay dry, West Hollywood.
This month's guest is a local musician who you may know from her Academia and Indie National Music Award-winning single, Fade Away, which is featured on the soundtrack for the film Love Is All You Need. You can see her live on February 25th at West Hollywood's notorious Viper Room. Please welcome to our show, Sabrina Petrini. Thank you for coming on the show. To what extent do you feel sexual orientation influences your music?
When I was signed, I gave in. I did the whole like corset, showing my butt, fishnets, and that was all fun, you know, like I was young and I was like, I'll do anything, whatever.
Pussycat Dolls makeover.
Exactly. And I mean, as you can tell, it's not me.
No.
A lot of times in the music industry, you're supposed to look a certain way, you're supposed to wear certain things, you're supposed to say certain things. Like I feel though we've entered an era like Sia. She doesn't do that stuff.
Yeah.
Adele doesn't do that stuff. Meghan Trainor, you know, like we have a lot of females that are coming through right now or that don't give into that, which gives me hope.
I've known this girl since she was a party girl. We used to hit up Tiger Heat back in the day. One thing that always stood out is it was a boys' club. What do you feel is the biggest challenge of being a woman in this male-dominated gay nightlife?
Honestly, I love it. I feel safe. And I can go dance and it doesn't mean anything and I can just do whatever and say whatever and everybody's having a good time and you can talk to strangers and it's not weird. I feel like everybody's just there to have fun together.
We have a new administration coming in and a lot of it kind of went on the back of vilifying foreigners. And if you haven't noticed, Sabrina here is actually from Sweden originally. With the new administration, things possibly are going to get harder. What's your biggest fear?
First of all, I really hope that our fear isn't real because you can't like see everything as a dark cloud. I came when the whole no hate thing was going down. And I was like, what? I'm from Sweden. We're totally cool over there.
Like, what's the hate?
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? I should join. And I started protesting with you guys.
Yeah.
And I went to Fresno and you won a few years later. And
we're not giving it back.
Exactly. I think it's like everything in life, like it goes to the right, to the left, to the right, to the
pendulum.
left. Yeah. So I think it's gonna be fine. Like, it's gonna be fine.
Yes.
It's just gonna be fine.
You heard it from Sabrina first. Now, where can all our followers follow you on social media?
At Sabrina Petrini on everything.
Fantastic. She keeps it easy. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Sabrina Petrini.
Thank you.
That's our show this month. As always, be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us at WeHo City for all the WeHo news you need to know. Keep it cute, WeHo.